ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्यशङ्कराचार्यवर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अथ श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् पारायणम्। Chant from 7th mantra of Brahmananda Valli, Abhaya Pratishtha. For our today's chanting for 5 minutes. Every day Veda Mantra Ucharana is so good for many reasons, which you all know. So how much ever we know theoretically, what we do practically alone goes with us. Om asadva idamagra asit tato vai sadajayata tadatmanaggasvayamakuruta tasmat tat sukrutamocchata iti yadvai tat sukrutam raso vai saha rasaggahyevayam ladhvanandi bhavati को ह्येवान्यात् कः प्राण्यात् यदेष आकाश आनन्दो न स्यात् एष ह्येवानन्दयाते यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन् दृश्येनात्म्ये निरुक्ते अनिलयने अभयं प्रतिष्ठां विन्दते अथ सोऽभयं गतो भवते यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन्नुदरमन्तरं कुरुते अथ तस्य भयं भवते तत्त्वेव भयं विदुषो मन्वानस्य तदप्येष श्लोको भवते भीषास्माद्वातः पवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पञ्चमहिते सैषानन्दस्य मीमागुंसा भवति युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते शतं मानुष आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानभियन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवंविद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्च नेति एतगहं हवावन तवते किमहं साधुना करवं किमहं पापमकरवमिति स य एवं विद्वानेते आत्मानग् स्पृणुते उवेहे वैष एते आत्मानग् स्पृणुते य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषद ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीयोपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यदिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हे व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अतः प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवदो तद्वक्तारमवदो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ अष्टमोऽनुवाकः प्रणवोपासनामन्त्रः ॐ ओमिति ब्रह्म ओमितीदगुं सर्वम् ओमित्येतदनुकृतिः स्म वा अप्योश्रावयेत्याश्रावयन्ते ओमिति सामानि गायन्ते ॐ शोमिति शस्त्राणि शगंसन्ते ओमित्यध्वर्युः प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृणाति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Today's simple introductory thought after saluting our Rishi Muni Guru Devatas before embarking into the Upanishadic study is when we look at the world, people around are prospering in the materialistic world. Looking at them, we also get tempted. We also get motivated to be living like that. Certainly, they must be working hard and they must be earning more. They must be having lot of seeming comforts. किसी ने नया बड़ा गाड़ी खरीदा, किसी ने अच्छी तरह बड़ा सा मकान बनाया. All okay. He might be enjoying also in that. But is there any even slightest of introvertedness or spirituality in that? We have to see. Not there. And in our life, we may not have that which being bangla or gadi, but more valuable, permanent than that is the spiritual orientation, inclination, and spiritual sadhana, time and mind spent for that we have. So don't get carried away by seeing the people. Let them learn from us. Because after many, many lives of pravrutti, indulgence only, going through various lives, in the process of evolution, one becomes introverted, one becomes oriented toward the spirituality and truth. It is progressive path. There should be no regression going back. So they should come to us. We should not look at them and fail. So they laugh, they giggle, they call for a party, they enjoy, but yeah, all that is bhautika, all that is in the external world of illusion, delusion, maya, ignorance only. They have not touched the truth or they have not studied Shastra. उनको उसी में मजा मजा बाद में सजा सजा. They have not come up to the mana intellect level, only at the body senses, Vishya's level. Why we have to say this is what ki we when we start sadhana till we enter into the convictions and little experiences. Always there is danger and risk, especially coming from this type of things. Somebody is doing some business, somebody is doing some profession, somebody is involved in some social service. All of them you can also involve, but see to it that we are not compromising with our personal daily swadhyaya sadhana ityad. But totally don't give up our things. If required, involve. But know that they have not understood this, therefore they are there. What we are studying is always great, always sublime, always deeper, always nobler. We are trying to touch the ultimate truth, the ultimate reality, the ultimate state of liberation. Any day it is greater. And the progress is slow here, definitely. Let it be slow like the snail, never mind. And outside the results are very very fast, quick, in front of your eyes only they start, they do, they achieve. उनको देखकर लगता है अरे यार हम भी ऐसा करना था. From last 2 years unnecessarily I am going to Swamiji's classes. Instead of that, if I had done that investment in that this one that one शेयर बाजार ये वो इतना पैसा मिल जाते मेरे को. All that things we have to be very careful. Like these are many of the other things. Whether seeing somebody we may get tempted, or at our own self we see sometime the tiredness, the fatigue, the exhaustion, the boredom. These are all natural in spiritual sadhana. One has to go through all these stages. Nobody can avoid. While all these are happening, never give up the hold on to our regular study and regular sadhana. That is the thought today. Come what may. The corner of our heart, always our respect, reverence, value for our Shastra and study, and our gratitudes, our Rishi Muni, and our prayers to Bhagwan and Guru. Let there be no inner and outer obstacles in this path of unfoldment, self unfoldment. Hey Guru, hey Lord. In this way, good moments, encourage them do sadhana. Less good moments, less sadhana you do. Not at all good moments, just pray. But don't go back into the worldliness. Even if you have to go once in a while, it's just like that without missing it. In this way, point is again don't enter into dussanga. We are into the satsanga. Yeah, more prayers we do. The Guru Rishis in various form they keep protecting, guiding us, and they see to it that we go through, we cross the all obstacles, hurdles to reach the self. Definitely, that's what happened to everyone who did sadhana. So, though the Lord doesn't see, He is not seen, though the Gurus, Rishis are not physically seen, but they're always with us. They're all watching us, monitoring us. Our progress they are seeing, our effort they are seeing, our sacrifices they are seeing, our prayers they are acknowledging, our intentions they are watching, our attitudes they are keenly observing. Oh, very good. Oh, very good. Focus on these positive things and then depend on them through prayers. Then, whatever opportunities come, encourage them for doing sadhana, whatever is known, understood. But never look back and get tempted by others because the world full of so much of comforts, luxuries, bhoga, enjoyment. Anything can tempt us and take away. And all the poise gained, all the convictions gained, all that understanding gained, all the inspiration gained goes in one moment's thing. वही बुला लेते चल यार घूमने जाते चलो स्वामी जी को बिना बोले गए 20 दिन घूमने. By the time you come back, so much of text is over. So many all the things are over. Then we are disconnected. अब वो हो गया disconnect तो चलो फिर से और एक ट्रिप लगाते हैं. These the people slowly they come to a conviction or feeling that everything is good better than coming to morning class. Like some of the people, they They're so busy in their own daily morning Anushtanam. And they say, I am doing this and that Swamiji, therefore no time for Vedanta Vichar. That is good, but that should be adjusted here and there without missing our class. Because all those Anushtanas only got us blessings of God in the form of this Veda Adhyayanam, Upanishad Adhyayanam. There's only one more thing greater than the Upanishad Adhyayanam, that is contemplation, meditation on these mantras and realizing truth. Anything other than this is lesser than this one. If you think you're not capable of, etc., it's okay. But it's because of your own personal commitments. If we miss this one, then something more to understand. By the way, this is how everyone, nobody is wrong, everybody is learning and growing. Anyway, so in this way, protect ourselves to be on the path consistently, relentlessly. एंड हमारे भी दिन आएंगे, व्हाट इज सेड इन इंग्लिश, हिंदी है ना, अच्छे दिन आएंगे. These are all the very inspiring things. Definitely they come, even though at this moment we are vague in our understanding, not fully convinced. Even if we want to do the senses, body, mind, they're not at all cooperating. So many diseases, so many prarabdha ailments. This is how everybody is tested with. Nobody can escape. Which is a Mahatma without problems, Bolo, without the diseases. What they learned is focusing on the goal and truth little higher than these trivials. So they could go through these prarabdhas without compromising with their sadhana, and that sadhanas took them to the higher understandings, higher practices, and higher experiences. Maybe all also follow that Rishi path, the path of the gurus and saints who have reached the ultimate. Okay? Now we are into the eighth Anuvaka, which is talking about the Pranava Upasana. And what is Pranava Upasana? Is very simple. Apara and Para Brahma Rupa is Pranava. And Apara and Para Brahma Alambana is Pranava. Therefore, the Pranava taken as Para Brahma, be attentive, and praised and prayed itself is called Upasana. Then to get convinced about the glory of Pranava, that why we have to hold on to it, all the struggle which we did yesterday, day before, by taking the topics of various Shastras, how all of them unanimously accepted Pranava to be the Alambana for the Upasana of the Mahat Brahma and Parabrahma. Then we take it. Keep doing it, then we can see the results come. So Gita quoted, Patanjali Yoga Sutra quoted, all the Upanishads are quoted. So little of conviction came to us. Then we have to start doing the Upasana of Pranava. Then another way of Pranava is what? The self in us is always Pranava Rupa. That is what they explain. They explain and describe. How is it so? Whenever we are alive because inhaling and exhaling. If inhaling, exhaling is not there, the birth or the life is not there. So whenever we inhale and exhale, a particular rhythmic sound happens. In and inhale and exhale. If the health is proper, if the nostrils are good, if the breathing is okay, astama nahi hai to. That sound is soham, soham. See? Soham, Soham is the continuous mantra is going on in us, whose indication is everything me. Saha, Aham, whatever in this world, here, out, everything me. In that Saha and Ha, okay, Sa and Ha, which are first and last, are the borders. And if you see in between what is there is Om, isn't it? Saha, Ha, Saha, Ham, and beach mein Om. So, Ham. So, in fact, in us, the Paramatma himself, through the breathing, continuously through the upasana of Om only, making us understand or identify with everybody in the world through Soham, Soham. There's nobody other than you, no, nothing other than you. Discover that truth, not just emotionally, but through analysis of all the Vedic injunctions, Vedic Mahavakyas, etc. So all the time in us the pranava is involuntarily going on. And at higher science level they say every cell also is reverberating with the pranava dhvani only. You have to become aware of that. That is how the Omkara is glorified in so many ways. Now, the Upasana Om, one way was said yesterday, when you start doing it, in the beginning it will be embarrassing, but slowly when we do without fail, we understand the result of it. Wherein the entire Jagra Sapna Sushupti, we are dissolving in A and O and Ma. First, we do it on the seat of meditation, where all Jagrada Avastha merge in Amatra and Amatra only remaining. In the Vyavahara, we can't do it in the beginning. In Vyavahara, we have to attend so consciously. Everything, other gadbad ho jayega. Then, in the seat of meditation only, the Umatra mein entire Swapna. In the Ma, the Nidra Avastha, Sushupti. After doing for certain time, then in the waking plane also, reducing the works, making them minimum. In the waking plane also, do the work done. Work is to be done. But then everything is Amatra. In that way, dissolve all Jagrada Avasthas, doerships, doings, results, involvements into Amatra. Keep on doing. A should permeate or overpower the entire Jagrada Avastha. That is called Upasana. Then U should pervade all the imaginary world of dream. Then the entire Nidra is Ma Matra. Then A in U in Ma in Amatra, silence, that merger can be done. This is what is thoroughly when we understand, keep doing, we get the result. So yesterday we started the Bhashyam. In that Bhashya, Bhagavan said, Omiti Brahma, Omiti Idam Sarvam. These are the two things thoroughly should be understood about the Omkara. To tell this greatness of Omkara, the remaining mantras may how this Om is so predominantly utilized in yajna karmas and in every of the karma during that Vedic period, example is given. Whether it's Vedic period or this Kali Yuga, upasanas and sadhanas and knowing the truth can be done by everyone in their own way, in this way. Timings change for outer life and prarabdha. Sadhanas can be the same, one can do and reach out. Okay. And in that, we said yesterday, that in the yajna, all those processes that happen, in which the Mahat Brahma is invoked, to be blessed for any of the results for the society, Om is predominantly used. So too, the second portion, the last two lines are, even the Parabrahma Prapti, the one who has the desire of it. For him, the only Shastra Dhanam, Mannam, Chintanam is the means. He also takes Om only as the Alambana right from beginning. Therefore, you and I also should understand Om and do it. So, Om iti Brahma. I am doing the Bhashyam again now. Om iti. Iti shabdaha swarupa parichedhartha. Om iti. Iti means what? You just take Om without altering it. Om is told, Om is taken. No more analysis required. In what way? For what? Om iti etat shabda rupam Brahma. No more thinking. Like when you name your child, then fixed. You don't think further. When you need to call them, you call him by that name. When you call that name, he comes. Both of you are clearly understood. There's no more. You don't analyze so much about why this name is to this fellow after giving etymologically. Even you don't find that name in his X-ray and biopsy, but it is fixed name, and on the name only entire world. Wherever you go, your name is important. Identity सब कुछ उसी में. We understand it here also. Om iti Shabda Rupa Parabrahma. Shabda Rupam Brahma. Clear? What is Om? Brahma in the Shabda Rupa. Iti Manasa Dharayetu. In this way, in the Mana, do the Dharana. This Manasika Dharana, that Om is Brahma, is Upasana. So when we chant Om, Om, this Om I am chanting is nothing but Brahma. Shabda Rupam Brahma. Okay. Earlier what was said? It is a Nama of the Brahma. It is a Pratika of the Brahma. It is an Alamana of the Brahma. Now it is said it is the Shabda Rupa Brahma. That much closeness, faith we have to have in Om to be the Brahma himself. Brahma from inside, his side there is no Rupa to him, no Nama to him. But we are caught up in Rupa Nama. We have to transcend Rupa Nama to reach him. How it is done? When all other Rupa Nama are dissolved. Where? In Om. How? By taking Om as the Shabda Rupa Brahma. So, Om, Om. उच्चारण करते हुए, this is Shabda Rupam Brahma, know it. So while doing this, what's happening? The thoughts are focused only on Om Ucharanam and at Om as Brahma. Be careful here, be attentive. इसी में सब कुछ होता है. इसको पकड़ा तो पकड़ा, मिस हुआ तो मिस हुआ. So when I am doing what is said by the Rishi here, the Om is Shabda Rupa Brahma, and in this way Manasa Dharayet, and that is called as Upasana. While chanting Om, which is our goal Brahma, we are remembering Brahma. Om is Brahma, Om iti Brahma, Om iti Brahma. Bas. Om iti Brahma, Om Brahma, Om Brahma. What is chanted is Om. What is the Om standing for? The Brahma Tattva, which is our goal, which is the ultimate theme of the Upanishads. This is called Upasana. Okay. The explanation of it, half of it yesterday we saw, almost 70%. Remaining we will see now. What is said here? Ki yataha Om idam sarvam. See the relation? Everything is Brahman. Everything is Om. Therefore, Om is Brahman. That way, Om is taken as Alambana for everything to get dissolved and also for the Brahma to be revealed. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam hi etad Brahma. In Mandukya we have seen. Everything is Omkara. So everything is common. Therefore, Om is Brahma. Therefore, take Om for Upasana Alambana. To realize the Brahma, knowing that Om is Shabdarupa Brahma, what it does, all idam is dissolved and the Om helps in realizing the Brahma. Till that happens, keep on doing it. It will happen. So how the Om is itadam sarvam, sarvam hi etad Brahma is seen. Okay, Om iti sarvam hi etad Brahma, Om iti Brahma, almost same analysis it is. Here, in the sarvam hi etad Brahma, how do we do? Everything we take and everything we know as the object and it has its own mula karanam. Everything is an effect. Effect as a cause. Cause of everything when you hunt. Finally, for everything as ultimate cause, we reach to that Satchit Ananda Brahma only. Therefore, everything is Brahman. That's what we studied in Mandukya. We have not yet realized it. At least intellectually, we are grasping. We are at least are open to listen to this. These are very technical, sensitive aspects. You can't do zabardasti on these things. Slowly, steadily, Guru has to tell, seeing that Shishya is receiving that, थोड़ा उसमें रिएक्शन हो गया उसको समझ में नहीं आया वो कर नहीं पाया तो you will just put off the morning class and go and do some bhajan kirtan and sleep. Therefore, the Guru very delicately, slowly says, Omi idam sarvam. Now, this we have to dissolve, to dissect and understand. There are two sentences. Om iti Brahma, Om iti idagam sarvam. There are two in the main mantra. Om iti Brahma is explained. Om is Shabda Rupa Brahma. In this way, Manasa Dharayetu. Then Om iti idam sarvam. Brahma bhi Omi hai, Sarvam bhi Om hai. And there's no always we are by habit are aware of the world. But by sadhana, we are becoming aware of Om and knowing that everything is Om. Then what happens? Everything merges in Om. Om being Brahma, Brahma is realized. This is how the Upasana of the Om helps us. Very simple, but looks like trickish. ओम ब्रह्म है, ओम सर्वम है, ओम का उपासना कर रहे हैं. Sarvam will merge in Om will reveal Brahma to us. This is how the help of the Om is taken. Same as you do in devotion, everything is my Rama, everything is my Krishna. Thus, everything is merged in Rama and Krishna. Rama is Paramatma. That is the Puranic time. Now, here it is said in the Vedic mantra, Vedic time. At that time, for everybody, everything is Om, Om, Om. Few samples are given subsequently. But before that, understand Om iti idam sarvam. How is it to be understood? Everything is Om. Very good definition, development of thought. If one is able to contemplate on it for a few times and gets the conviction, he will have a different orientation later on. Having while seeing the world. नजर बदल जाता है. बात समझ गया तो यतः ओम इति इदम सर्वम. Why we have to do the upasana of the Om as Brahma? Because Om is everything. So Om iti Brahma, by saying so, the Parabrahma is Om, it is indicated. Om iti idam sarvam, by saying so, the Om itself is Apara Brahma, also is said. Apara Brahma is the totality. That is called idam sarvam. How is it? It says, step by step. Sarvam hi shabda sarupam omkarena vyaptam. This is the statement to be analyzed. Entire shabda in the entire universe of all languages, of all human beings, are permeated by the Omkara. How? Tad yatha shankuna. Just like the skeleton of the leaf is permeated in the entire leaf. Shanku means those threads which are there at the corner. They are permeated in the entire leaf. The leaf is supported by that only. Iti Shruti Antarat, Shruti said. Now, the analysis. Not difficult, but easier. Abhidhana tantram hi abhideyam iti ataha idam sarvam omkara iti uchyate. Yesterday we discussed about it. Ki entire abhideya is dependent on abhidhanam. All the named forms are dependent on the names. First, sort out this. Become clear about it, convinced about it. All the named forms are dependent on the names, or all the forms are dependent on the names. Okay? Abhidhana tantram hi abhidhanam is name. Abhideya is named. Like Vachaka and Vachya. Vachaka is the name. Vachya is that which is named. Abhidhana is name. Abhideya is named. The object. Every object has dependency on the name. First you clear about it. Yesterday we saw it. Everything only after name is told that is understood or accepted. And through the name only again remembered later on. जैसे कि उसको बुलाओ, किसको नाम बोलना पड़ता है, वो लाओ, वो क्या है बोलना पड़ता है. You can't have the sarvanama, you have to have proper nama. Mean is noun. Once noun is known, then pro is added. It becomes pronoun later on. But now, anything in this world is nama. Every object, every rupa is dependent on nama. Okay? First this is solved. Then where are all the nama? We have to think. If this much is understood, entire Omkara understood, what is here Guru wants to say is understood. All nama are sounds, let us say. How do they start? When we open the mouth and utter it, some word, that's it begins. Then how all the sounds end for anyone, anybody who speaks, it ends by closing the mouth. Then in between, what is happening between the beginning of the sound and end of the sound? Nothing but the modification of sound because of the movement of the tongue. That's called Om. Now you join all these three. before the beginning of a, after end of the ma, there are no sounds. All sounds are in between a and ma, and in between all are nothing but the tongue mood modifications. Is it not? Thus, any bird, animal, any human being in the any universe, anywhere, whenever they have to talk, sounds, in this way only they have to talk. And what are these three? A, U, Ma. That put together is called Om. Therefore, every abhidhana of every language in the world is nothing but the Om only. Within the Om only everything. Isn't it? Now I am saying to you, now I am saying to you, I am saying everything. These words, when I am saying, they are having a beginning, they have an end. In between, there is a modification by movement of the tongue. In that way, every language in the universe spoken by anybody, all of them are nothing but permeated by Om. Om has to be there in all of them as substratum. Listen carefully. Om has to be there in every language, in every word as substratum, because every word starts with sound a, ends with sound ma. In between is nothing but the modification. All modifications are symbolized as U matra. Therefore, all the sounds are Om only, and all the forms are sounds only. Is it not? Therefore, every name and form, therefore, in the world is what? Om only. And Om is Parabrahma. Therefore, Parabrahma is alone. In another, in a misunderstood form, is seen as name and form. Now, our goal is Parabrahma. What to do? Take the Om as Alambana. And by doing this type of intellectual understanding and vocal chanting, etc., understand and merge all the Shabdas in Omkara, all the Rupas in the Shabda and Shabdas in the Omkara, and Om is nothing but the Brahma. Why Om is Brahma? Yesterday we already said. Everything ultimately has to be Brahma because everything is existing. Existence is Parabrahma only. So, Abhidhana Tantram Abhideyam. Straight away, not much difficulty, not many detailed explanations. Straight away, simple thing said, all forms depend on names. All names are expansion of Om. So every name in its own self permeated by the Omkara, and all the forms are permeated by the names. Now this one, when we rigorously contemplate, then it starts clicking to us what is meant, which is very deep. Not as easy as it is said here, but you have to work on that to feel that. Now, yesterday we touched a topic, halfway we left it. Why these things we don't understand or accept is our overpowering importance given to the Rupanama. Not only importance given, but on that we have a lot of pakkats through the Raga and Dvesha. These are the things which are not allowing you to think like this and understand like this or accept like this. हमारा एक तरह का फसाव है इस रूपनाम आदि जगत में, इसलिए हमको मांगना इजी नहीं होता. You understand? That is why when all those impurities of the heart are gone, and that person with pure heart has no any of these pulls and pushes. So to him, when the subject is taught by the Guru, without much of the confusions, doubts, or distractions or questions, he is able to absorb and imbibe. One or two questions may be there that are easily answerable by the Guru. And final questions can never be answered vocally, they are answered only in the sadhana. In the experience only, they are solved finally. So, Om iti Brahma told, Om is Brahma, Brahma ka Shabdarupi Omkar hai, in this way do the bhavana in the mana. So to Om iti idam sarvam, whatever we see in the world is all Shabdas, all forms are depend on the sound. All the sounds start from the mouth, end at the mouth when we close it, and in between the modification is there. They are symbolized in A and U and Ma for every word, every language in Omkar. तो ओमकार में सारे शब्द हैं और शब्दों में सारे रूप है और शब्द रूप ही प्रपंच प्रपंच है, विश्व है. द एंटायर विश्व इज ओम इति इदम सर्वम, द ओमकार ओनली. दिस इज हाउ द थिंग वी हैव टू कीप ऑन डूइंग. And Vaki it is so. In the pure reality, Parabrahma or Mahatma, not knowing it as he is the thing from where the Maya started working, and it projected the infinite number of forms and names on that Parabrahma. Projected. Gross, subtle, causal. All of them. You understand? Like in the dream also, the dreamer also has his own inner emotions. He has got his own inner temperaments and vasanas, and outside his perceptions and actions. All the three levels the dreamer goes through. You know? He has got his own outer perception, he has got his own inner emotion, he also has his own inner samskara according to which he thinks and acts in the dream. But when we wake up, all those three sthais of the dreamer in the dream of his Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti, all of them are found to be only the waker's project mind, projected that way. In the same way, we see the Sthula Jagat, so much caught up in that. That is why we are not able to go into the subtler acceptances. And simple logics prove us that Stula is caused by the Sukshma. Stula is not permanent. Sukshma is the cause. Sukshma is long lasting. That's why everything Stula goes on dissolving again and again. This is all intellectual thinking. Okay? Stula is not so real as we see. To see it is real, not in analysis. When we analyze, like to see the cloth is real, to use the cloth is real. But on analysis, we know the thread is real. Because the cause is more real than the effect. Any day the effect merges back into the cause, or without the cause, effect can never be. Think about in these lines. So whatever the gross world we see, the subtle world we see, the causal we see, is all projected on the absolute truth. That can never be realized till we are bound in these three things. Therefore, the causal we remove the vasanas, then subtle we quieten the mind, the gross we reduce the importance by living with bare minimum, with that poised mind. First, when we contemplate, the knowledge becomes clear. Then, when we go on sitting on the seat of meditation and go deep within, introverted, then we reach to that source or the cause. Having experienced that, everything is that alone. That alone is playing the play of gross, subtle, causal, without itself going through that. This is called the final state of liberation through with experience, not the theory. Like the H2O saying, I myself in the solid form is called as ice block. I myself in the liquid form is called as water. I myself in the gaseous form is the water vapor. One only, what's H2 only in these three. In the same way, one Paramatma only in these three. And he doesn't, without be attentive, becoming these three, he is appearing like that. This is where we have to sort out. He did not become, he just appeared. But to the appearance, we are giving reality, we are holding on to it. Therefore, we are not able to give him up and reach to the reality. This is what we have to, each one have to discover in oneself. Means like myself. I am myself too much of caught up. I am in the Jagrat, Sapna Sushupti or Sthula Sukshma Karana. Therefore, the beyond I am not able to know. This I have to realize. And slowly in many lives, all these Sthula Sukshma Karana, when they are devalued or transcended, then the Atita Paramatma is experienced. All that will be helped to us by the Pranava Upasana. Yesterday's all quotations you remember, I will not repeat them. In this way, Om is the most sacred, most symbol. Om is the Shabda Rupa Brahma. Om is the all Shabdas, and all Shabdas are all forms. Therefore, all forms and Shabda or names are nothing but Om only. This way, keep on doing in such a way Then the Om became predominant and all the names and forms are devalued or reduced or dissolved in the Om. This is Upasana to be done. Then after that, the Om also in the silence merges in the experience of Parabrahma. Okay, then all the other shastras which we studied, everything become revealed there. It is me, my own self, Parabrahma, all pervading in the ignorance of it. Illogical it is, but right now we are in that stage. In the ignorance of it only, the entire world of Stula Sukshma Karana is projected. See, these are the examples unless you thousand times analyze. The point won't click to us. The example is when we saw it as snake, how worried, how tensed we were, how realistic the perception and the experience was. Is it not? But the moment the rope is recognized as rope, both are gone. The reality of the snake and the consequent fears. See, now same way the world is appearing as so real now. But when you awaken to the truth, it will be like the snake when it is known as a rope. When rope is apprehended, all our illusions that it is a snake and fears all go away. So to the example of Swapna. How terrible are the experiences, how realistic they are, good or bad. Swapna. But when you wake up, no, not there. So too, while waking plane only, ऐसे आंख बंद करके in the bus or etc. we go into our own hallucination or illusion of the mind. मनोराज्य कहते हैं उसको. क्या क्या हम करते हैं देखो मनोराज्य. Every one of us have gone through that मनोराज्य before the exams or any other thing. Yeah, I'll write exams good, I get good marks, everybody will appreciate me. है ना स्पोर्ट्स है तो आज मैं बैटिंग ऐसा करूंगा सेंचुरी मारूंगा जीरो पे आउट होके आता है they were all appearing realistic. Then everybody will clap for me, then I am given man of the match or series. Think we actually go through it, we feel it. And suddenly somebody comes and shakes. अरे फिर से खो गए क्या कहते हैं कि नहीं. But at that खोया खोया चांद we feel like really different. Real only है वो experience ऐसा ही लगता है हमको. So the Swapna, the Maya, the Manoratha, the Indrajala, and in the modern world, the projections of the movies on the screen. All these are exhaustively explained to us. The reality is different, the projections are different. In the same way, Parabrahma is reality. Whole world is projected. We have to transcend the projected world and reach to reality. We need alambana and upasana for it. Om is the alambana. Do the upasana of the Om. One side it is Parabrahma, second side it is the entire Jagat. So Jagat should dissolve in Om, Om should reveal Parabrahma and itself dissolve. This is what the upasana we go on doing. So for that, whatever I said yesterday before, use it. Like we get carried away by the Jagrata Avastha. Immediately say, Jagrata Avastha is nothing but a matra, Swapna is nothing but a matra. ऐसे कहते हुए उनका इन्फ्लुएंस हमारे मन में कम करते जाना. To that extent, one starts gathering the stableness. When the mind becomes quiet and calm and stable, there is no mind. Then you recognize that the self. There, wherever the mind, there alone is self. Wherever the world, there alone is Paramatma. Wherever the snake, there alone is rope. Smoke snake और कहीं rope और कहीं नहीं होता. In the non-apprehension of the rope, on the rope only the snake is. In the non-apprehension of the truth reality alone, on that only the untrue world Jagat is projected, imagined. We are like that. So, Omiti Brahma, this is Om is Shabda Rupa Brahma, and this is how Manasa Dharayetu. Okay, this much we saw. Then Om iti idam sarvam. Sarvam hi Shabda Swarupam Omkarena Vyaptam. This is a statement which is promised. It is proved. How? Avidhana tantram hi avideyam iti. Atha idam sarvam Omkaraha iti uchyate. Therefore, everything is Omkara, it is said. More elaboration Bhagavan Shankara has not given because he says already commented in Mandukya, you refer to that. But this is enough. With vigorous practice, we understand Sarva Rupa are in the Nama, Sarva Nama are in the Shabda, and all Shabdas are in Omkara. Bas. Om is what? Shabda Rupa Parabrahma. Au, Soham, Soham, Soham. And also, when you keenly observe, everything in this world is nothing but energy in motion, in vibration. And what is the vibration you see? Nothing but oh. Somebody recently discovered in the Surya Bhagavan also, the Om is happening from where the entire heat and light are coming, they say. मैं तो गए नहीं अभी सूर्य भगवान के पास हो गया now the glory of Om further is said used how in various places especially in Yajnashala with the knowledge which we studied just now as background those yagnikas those people involved in the yajna made use of Om as Alambana and successfully conducted the yajna and got the results, both of the worldly result through the Upasana of Brahma, the spiritual result of realization through the Upasana para Brahma with Omkar. That's what we have to know. So here it says Omkara Stuti Artaha Uttara Grantaha. Uttara Grantha, the subsequent mantras are to do the Stuti of Om. Why? Upasyatvat Tasya. Because you have to do the Upasana. And what is the gap between or the thing to be filled between Omkara Stuti and Omkara's Upasya? That only when one thing is understood to be great, glorious, grand, that we get inspired to do the Upasana of it. Is it not? Because see, so much of advertisement is done in which the Mahima of the things are told, whether they are real or not. People look at that Mahima or this Stuti, then they feel tempted to buy those things. Even the untruth, when publicized, people get tempted and go for it. It can be election campaign also, ye karenge, wo karenge, wo ye karenge, all that, or any ads on the TV, etc. of so many products. Whether they are genuine or non-genuine, that's not my subject. My subject is what Stuti. Stuti is done of all those products. Repeatedly, when you see, then really we feel importance for it when we go to buy it. Here also, the Omkara Stuti, all Upanishads have done. Here also it is done so that we get convinced single pointedly to do the Upasana of Om and reach out. And mind you, as we have seen, up to the Vyahrati Upasana, it was for the Madhyama Adhikar. Then Panta Upasana was for the Manda Adhikari, and this Pranava Upasana is for the Uttama Adhikari. Vyahrati tak Manda, Madhyama, mediocre. Then the Mandadhikari, the lower type, Pankta Upasana. Because he will believe only when he is seen. So whatever are seen, that are so told in the Pankta. Is it not the inner three Panktams of Vayu, Indriya and what is it, Dhatu? Outside also the Bhuta Panktam, the Devata Panktam, Loka Panktam. Pruthivyantariksam Dyaurdisho Vantaradishaha अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चंद्रमा नक्षत्राणि आप औषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यादि भूतमताध्यात्मम is it not? That was for the Mandadhikari. But Uttamadhikari, Om. At every level, there is difficulty in Omkara Upasana because we have to convince ourselves that Om is the Shabda Rupa Brahma. Because we don't want to believe. That's the only problem. If you believe in this, it's solved in one moment. Shastra ne keh diya, Om is Shabda Rupa Brahma. The one who accepts it is solved. There's no problem. Many people are not easy accepting people. That's the problem. The other one, the logically said, Om iti idam sarva. Okay, now do the Upasana of Omkara. What is the result of Omkara Upasana? If it is done as idam sarva mahad brahma, then with that every result comes of worldliness. But for worldly achievements, the earlier Mahat Brahma Upasanas we have done, that is enough. Omkara, let us spare only for Parabrahma Prapti. Though in these examples, all those Brahmanas use Om for Aparabrahma Prapti also. And we explained day before, Param Ched Jnatavyam, Aparam Ched Praptavyam. Means what? Om, when we do the Upasana to invoke Mahat Brahma, then you get what you want. That's called as prapti. But when you do the upasana of Om to realize Parabrahma, it is not prapti, it is jnanam. That Om reveals to us the ever eternally existing pure truth self as our own self. इट्स लॉन्ग वे टू गो. डोंट बी इन ए हरी कि एक जन्म में एक क्लास में बैठकर सब कुछ समझ में आए. एंड नेवर आस्क एनी गुरु एनी क्वेश्चन अनलेस यू लिसन टू हिम फॉर 1 year. सडनली बीच में आके सवाल नहीं पूछना. You listen patiently, tune first of all. That shows your humbleness, your readiness to listen. Many people are there. Suddenly in class में आते हैं, then they don't understand and they ask a question, they don't understand the answer, then they decide that guru and that subject is useless and they go back never to come back. Then they tell everyone, that guru doesn't know when I asked a question, he did not answer. I'm lucky that my audience are not in the trap. Keep on listening, the revelation starts happening. In fact, we have faith in to Guru, questions पैदा ही नहीं होते हैं, सब समझ में आता ही रहता है. What is the question? When the clash between what is spoken and what we already believe happens, it comes out as a question or doubt. But when you have strong, deep thinking with Veda, there is no question. What Guru is said right and it is accepted. That's it. Yeah. Now, one by one, we will see what are the utilizations of the Om done in the Yajna. ओमकार कहाँ कहाँ यूज कर रहे हैं with respect and reverence. First of the mantras talk about in the yajna. Last two talk about in the jnana yajna. They're all dravya yajna, jnana yajna. Okay, now before that what we talk is in any of the yajnams, the yajna kunda, the agni prajwalanam, all that yesterday we saw in Bhagavatam also. Same thing, morning, evening class. Then in that, all people are there to participate in their own way to contribute to organize. It can be a big yajna of the samashti also, so many yajna kundas can be kept. Kuch bhi ho, the common things in yajna are all the agni, the samidas, the ghee, all of that. That's not our subject to discuss. Our subject is the process of doing yajna and who are the ones who are involved in doing and how do they do. While doing so, they are taking the help of Om. That's what the subject here. The main four people are called as Brahma, Advaryu, Udgata and Hota. नाम में ही very clear है. Brahma is the total supervisor. It does nothing but only watches. And watching him, others do. His presence is, that's it. Very rarely he uses some words or some signs, symbols with the hands, etc. That is enough for others to follow and do. Then this Brahma already off the field, means in the theory class, he has thoroughly explained everything. Sometimes you can give the example of the coach. He has trained everything. Now he is there of watching the players play. He gives some symbol signs. He need not talk. It can be one-to-one coach. Is it not? The other day you saw in that badminton and all, when our Indian got little down, then just from there encourage, wait karo. Then immediately the other person little bit tired, overpowered and defeated. He was just Brahma supervising. Supreme supervisor. He doesn't talk. He just is present. Seeing his presence, others, everybody remember what he taught, he does. They do it. Second one is called Advaryu. Advaryu is the one who practically supervises everything. The most dynamic active is the Advaryu. In that everything. इनके Advaryu में सब होता है. Brahma is only visionary. Advaryu is the one who takes care of everything. Right from the place selection, the gathering of material, ensuring that materials are given to everyone who are participating, seeing that everything is done systematically, ये अध्वर्यु का काम होता है. Clear? Third one is Udgata. Udgata is the one who keeps on doing the Ganam, chanting of all the Veda mantras and Swahakaras. A group of people. Each of them can be one or two or three. Brahma is one, Advaryu is one, but Udgatas can be many. Advaryus also can be two, three coordinating with each other. Udgata is the one who does the chanting of mantras because every point, every aspect of the yajna is important in its own place. Fire is important. Without fire, where do you offer? Oblations are important. Samidas, नहीं तो किसको डालोगे उसमें? Then mantras are important. In that only to which God, with what attitude you are offering, that mantra alone it reveals that bhavana. Therefore, the Udgata is required. Then Hota is the one who does Havanam. He is the one actually puts it. That Hota can be Yajaman and others also. So understood now? Brahma, Advaryu, Udgata and Hota. And all of them, what is said here is, while doing their respective duties, be attentive. They take the alambana of the Om while communicating. All the time. While taking the Om as alambana, to communicate. Heart in heart, they also know that the yajna which we are doing is given by the Brahma. Through the yajna, the results we get also are from the Brahma. It is all the Dravya yajna. If the Jnana yajna, uh, if it is the Jnana yajna wala, he also, while doing the Upasana of Om, he knows the substratum as Om only. So in that mood, now, how to explain it is the Gopikas. They all have love for Krishna and they all talk to each other, coordinate with each other. But their coordination, talking, making the things ready are all keeping Krishna in mind. उन्हीं के लिए सब करते. Everyone does different things, but all of them are having Krishna Nama in their mouth, and Krishna is the means for their happiness, and Krishna is the goal to whom they are doing the service. Okay, na? Hota hai ki nahi? Like we are dedicated Gurudev. So when we are doing Gurudev, each one of us do our work, but our common point of coming together, common point of worship, common point of getting blessings is Puja Gurudev. In this way, all of them so thorough, be attentive. In what yajna they have to do, the steps that are involved, so too the importance of OMKAARA. So through the Om only they do everything. Remember the Om to be the goal and substratum and the one to bless us, if it is Mahat Brahma. And while chanting it, they do all the yajna that is required. Each one does his own work. Om. Means what? Only in the Om they can't do meditation. Now they are in the caught up in Karma Kanda. But Karma Kanda without Om we can't reach to this result or that result. So while involved in the Karma Kanda, slowly they are using the Omkara to such an extent. The Karma Kanda is happening, but attention is an Om. Om has become such a powerful alambana. Like many people have in their own languages, some are the other Takya Kalams. In Hindi they are called. No. Many people say, yes, they say. Okay, they say. Each one has some of the words as their Takya Kalam. So too, these Yajna, Om ka Upasana is Om should become our Takya Kalam. Very simple. Uta Padam, it is called in Telugu. So each one, some are there. Om iti etat anukrutihi anukaranam. See, Om iti etat, first one is Om ityetadanakrutya samavapyo shravayatya shravayanti Om iti samani gayanti Ogam shomiti shastrani sagam santi Om iti brahma prasauti Om ityadvaryo pratigaram pratigunati Om iti brahmana pravakshannaha brahmopapnavaniti brahmaivopapnoti. These are the mantras, the main mantra. Bhashyakara is explaining each one of them. First one is what? Om iti brahma, Om iti idagam sarvam ho gaya. The third one, Om iti etad anukruti asmava. These two have to be explained. Okay, Om iti anukruti asmava. After that, Om iti api o shravayati, ashravayati, that will be explained. First, we will see this much today. Om iti etad anukruti asmava. This much we are listening. What is Om iti etat anukrutihi? Om iti etat. ये तो clear है. Om is this word. It is anukruti. It is anukaranam. So for the job of order of anukaranam, the Brahma or whoever there may be in the yajna, he uses the word Om. अनुकरण के लिए ओम यूज करते. मीन्स व्हाट? एक्सप्लेन करो कि करोमि यास्यामि वा इति कृतमुक्तम ओम इति अनुकरोति अन्यः. See, karomi, I am doing this, or I want to do this. Yasyami, I am going there, I want to go there. They ask, to bring that or to do that. Then the one to whom they are reporting, whoever may be the boss or senior or koi bhi ho, what he does to them? Om. Om means what? Okay. Here, anukaranam is okay karna. Karanam, somebody wants to do something. Anukaranam is okaying it. Okay are the initials of a American president long back. So people used to, is what very busy or whatever, lot of files. They look at his signature. If the signature is okay, is there? As he has okayed, is okayed. Like that, it has become such a phrase. Now all of us take okay. We never know where from the okay word came in English. His initials of some president. Somebody, नाम क्या है मेरे को पता नहीं. कुछ भी हो. So like the okaying होता है इधर Om. Maybe in his language, okay means Om is knowledge. O means Om, K means knowledge. Understood what I said? Karomi yasyami. I want to do this or I am doing this. I am going there, I want to go there. Iti krutam. When this way somebody said, then uktam om iti anukaroti. Like they say om. By saying om, he is giving agnya. And then our permission. The other person also, when he hears the word om, then he understands the permission is given. Like we also say okay, different expressions each one has to have. So here अनुकरण के लिए ओम यूज किया जाता था. ओम इत्यनुकरणति ओम इत्येतद् अनुकृतिः अनुकरणं करोमि यास्यामि वा इति कृतम् उक्तम् ओम इति अनुकरोति अन्यः. So somebody either asks, can I go or I want to go, do it. Or he might have done it and reported back. In that also om. Acceptance. Already told job, so permission is not required. He has done the job and came and reported. Om, acceptance. So om is used for permission, om is used for acceptance. So while taking permission, karomi, gachami, he says, yasyami, om, कृतम, और कर दिया है काम, आगतम, आगतम बोलने की जरूरत नहीं, दिख ही रहा है ना. सो कृतम ही सेस. गुरु महाराज मैं वहां जा रहा हूँ काम करने को. फिर आने के बाद मैं आ गया हूँ, कर दिया, और ओनली मैंने कर दिया क्योंकि आ गया हूँ दिख रहा है. ओम अनुकृति. In this way, in our life also, when mutually you discuss, start with your wife or children and use OMKAARA at home for Anukaranam. After 2-3 months, you will become habitual to the Om. Like in Puja Gurudev Samstha, Hari Om. Hari Om or Om are same. There, everything is Hari Om. When you come, Hari Om, Hari Om. Even you call Hari Om, we call. That's very good. This is called actually great sadhana. In some cases. कोई अभी भी जन्म लिया यार, मिस्टर रिसेंटली मैरिड, हाँ उनका हरिओम हो गया. हरिओम मतलब बच्चे हो गए करके अर्थ. And the other phase, that old member, somebody died. That one who used to come to committee meeting and create all confusion. Hariom. Is it not? Om, Hari Om. Then Guru Maharaj aa rahe. Hari Om means understood. He is coming. All be silent. Is it not? Even Uttarakash and all, you see, the Upakram of the Bhojana, that Om or Hari Om start. The end of that, Hari Om or Om, they do. Anukruti. In so many, I mean, in the Vedic tradition, now we are all came so much distant from the Vedas, Vedic period, in Kalam as well as in all our habits. Therefore, we may feel it to be new, but that was the way in those days. They used to do Om. There's no thing in the life every day without Om in everything of them. That's how they were totally merged and submerged in Omkara. That's why in all Upanishad, Om is mentioned. Like 60, 70, 80 years back, newspapers you see, somebody's name will be predominant. That person को पता ही नहीं है at this time. But he must be very famous those days. That's why his name comes every day. Like that, today whoever are in the paper every day, after 80, 90 साल वो लोग रहेंगे नहीं. They become history. But the people after 100 years, they don't know. But when they see the paper, they, अच्छा ठीक है, कोई बंदा famous था. So too, the Omkara was famous in the Vedic period for everything. So first one is Anukruti. What is the Hasmava? Then Hasmava iti prasiddha prasiddha artha avadhyotaka. Sorry, Hasmava iti prasiddha artha avadhyotaka. So Hasmavai, these are the three particles, Nipata. They only say that Om is so much prasiddha. Therefore, prasiddham hi omkarasya anukrutitvam. By saying Hasma Vai, the Guru of this Upanishad who is teaching the Pranava Upasana to the disciple, he is telling, यार मैं तुमको theory बता रहा हूँ, but तुमको पता ही है ना, throughout the day wherever we see, Om is done. अनुकृति में ओमकार होता है कि नहीं? हाँ, Om. Disciple understood. Because he has practically seen. Same thing he is telling here theoretically. That whenever the disciples or anybody asked for any permission, Om diya gaya. Therefore, Om is a very prasiddha shabda used for Anukruti. So, and point is what? Anukruti is a 24 hours job. 24 hours job, Anukruti, 24 hours Om Upasana is going on this way. Same way the entire other steps. Tomorrow we will see them exhaustively. Because you keep on giving orders to others, permissions to others, and then when they come back and report, you acknowledge it. And that Om is used for it. Prasiddha. The tone tune Om changes depending on the situation. Gussa karne to Om, like that. Prem se karne Om. But Om remains as well as support for Anukarana. Om ityetad anukruti asmava. Om is used for Anukaranam, support, permission as well as acceptance. That is what. Then you start doing it. This is Upasana. They did it. They were always merged in the Om. Then with that Om, whatever works they were doing, they were successful. With the Om, so much predominantly importance given. For them, entire Rupanama were only Omkara. To them, when they closed eyes and meditated on Om easily dissolved the Rupanama. Om easily revealed the Parabrahma to them. Or, as said in earlier mantra, Om iti idagam sarvam, or Om iti idagam sarvam, or Om is the Mahat Brahma himself, Akshara Brahma or Apara Brahma. With that Om again, they got successes in all their endeavors. And their endeavors are only yajnas. Daily duties and yajnas. You don't have any other much of professions. Kheti badi vagara baaki log karte the. Little more things are there along with next one, O Shravaya, Ashravaya, all those things. Also will be an explanation how Om was used by them. Thank you. We'll stop it today here. Om. Because we are doing Om Wala, 27 times we chant Om. Remaining 81 you do at home and make it 104. Today, for 1 minute पहले मैं इसलिए conclude कर रहा हूँ so that we do the Om Upasana. Okay, just keep chanting. Vocally do it unless it's not disturbing your people at home. नहीं तो मन ही मन कर लेना. किसी को डिस्टर्बेंस नहीं है घर में, सब सो रहे होंगे, then करो, नहीं तो नहीं. मन में. I'll do it. The counting also I'll do that. Maybe 27 or 54. Let's see. Om. Om. While chanting this, All the theory that was taught yesterday, day before today, try to recognize or realize or try to remember whatever is possible. We talked about Om as three matras in which three avasthas have to be merged. We said Om is the all sounds in the world and all sounds are the names, forms in the world. Therefore, every name and form called as world is nothing but Pranava. And Om is the name of Parabrahma. These things just repeatedly say so that those thoughts become stronger in us. Om, 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 Shanti. Shanti. The 3-4 levels of Om are: 1. Vocally, Vaikhari way, we chant in the beginning. Then, effortfully, we chant with the mind. Then, the chanting happens itself automatically. Then, we become conscious of Om. Then, we become conscious of that conscious self, from where the Om is coming, into which the Om is merging, and which is there supporting two Omkara chantings by being the substratum between both of them. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Paramarshibhyo Namaha. Parabrahmane Namaha. Shrutimatre Namaha. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. We'll meet in 2 minutes for our Viduraniti.